Hey, Uncle Mark in the mothership. 3-string cigar box guitar. Yeah. This is no quarter. This is how I play it. It's not exactly perfect. In fact, it's far from exactly perfect, but it's in the right key. And so if you do it this way, you can play along with the album, that's for sure. I'm trying to marry John Paul Jones organ parts, Jimmy Page guitar parts, and Robert Plant singing parts. And so what I did was I came up with a composite, and this is the composite. So I also have a companion video for this, so I want you to definitely check that out, and that is even more informative if you just want to see my finger movements. But here we go. I'm going to go through one set of lyric, and then we'll move on from there. Close the door, put out the light. No, they won't be home tonight. So fall hard and don't you know? Winds of war are blowing cold. They're wearing steel that's bright and through. They carry dreams that must get through. They choose the path where no one knows. They know no quarter. All right, but what do we got going on here? G, D, G, 42, 34, 24, open G. I'm playing through my Roland Minicube, and I'll show you those settings at the end of this video. I'm using phaser and delay on this Minicube. At the nut, we have G, G sharp A, B flat B, C, important chord in this song, C sharp D. That's the key this song is in, and that's really what you need to know. D sharp E, F, F sharp G, G sharp A. You're going to be coming up here in one of these chords, so I'm just letting you know. So D, and I am picking this. So those two notes, that D and a D, and that A in the middle. So if you just pick G, or D, A, D, D, A, D, D, A, D, that's kind of how you want to do this. And there is a D minor. So if you put your pinky here on this F, okay, that's a D minor. And that's the key the song is in. But this pinky is going to do a lot of work. It's going to go here. So it's going to hit this F, it's going to hit E, and it's also going to hit that C. So I just want you to see this. F, it's going to hit the F, it's going to hit the E, and it's going to hit the C. And when you play that with the C, you have to leave enough room so that you don't mess up that high G note, that high D note. So the idea, if I took the whole D chord away, would be to go. So you're basically going F, E, D, then that's an A, and that's a C. So F, E, D, E, A, C, D. And you could do it with one finger, but it's nice to have that note doing it with one finger here. But I like hitting it with my thumb. And then, of course, I use 2 fingers. But you can figure out a way to do this that makes it happy. You could probably take a pick and go. So, but those are your notes. It's here, 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 here. And those are your notes. Pretty much easy for that. The funny chords, there are 2 really funny chords, and I really, for the life of me, I don't know what the names of these chords are. But this is what it looks like. Okay, that is exactly what Jimmy Page is playing. I could never tell you what chord this is, but it's an E, an F, and a D. So what it would look like, okay, is 10, 12, 9. So I'll put that right over here, 10, 12, 9. And then you're going to take that whole chord, okay, and you're going to move it up to here. So just remember the shape. And you're going to move that all the way up to where your first finger is on the A. So it looks like so. Right? So it would look like 15, 17, 14. So you're here. And then you come up with your finger here, there, and there. Then you're going to slide the whole thing up to when your first finger is on the A. And you can look at this and see where your hand is in relation to these dots. That's how I kind of use it. But those are the 2 chords. It's here and here. And of course I'm going to put the numbers over here, but I really don't know what the chords are. And frankly, I don't care. It just sounds right, you know. Then we're going to go from C to D. F, G. F. So, C to D. F, F, G, F. Now, to get the ba-na-na-na-na, I'm using octaves. And we've talked about octaves before. Okay, I've talked about octaves before. That's when you're playing unisons. So, that's an A and that's an A. That's a C and that's a C. C, D and D. E and E, G and G. Okay, so. So it's a big bunch of hops here. So A, C, A, F, D. That's how that's done. And that's basically the whole song, because once you get... Or I take the pick and throw it on the floor. The reason I like using my fingers, for one reason, is it's softer. It sounds more like an organ than a pick. There is a difference. I threw my pick on the floor, but there's a little bit of difference in tone, I believe. So that's why I use my fingers. And of course the funny chord. Funny chord. C, D. And you don't have to go back to that A, because because that's how I do it. I don't go back to the A. I don't. It's a lot of moving around, okay? So there's a lot to this tune. So I told you that I would show you what I'm using for my settings here on my little cube. And so you can see, right now I'm on the Brit combo. You can see I'm pretty high up on my phaser on the EFX. Also my delay is, probably a third up on the dial there. And you can see where my gain is pretty low. And that's how I'm playing this. So I just want you to be able to see that. And that's how I get that swirly sound. I'm a big fan of phasers. Got about 5 phaser pedals, and I've been just playing with this cube. This is Uncle Mark. I want to thank you so much for everything you do for me. Your generosity is amazing. Really, really, thank you. I have a PayPal link down here below. It's paypal.me/Uncle Mark Tips. Thank you so much for everything you do for me. A buck a show is all we ask here, and it helps us keep the lights on, and it helps us keep all this going. Thank you so much for your generous donations. I do have a Facebook page where I post some stuff. It's down here, Cigar BX Blue. I'm working on some Black Sabbath, and I kind of put what I'm practicing on this Facebook page, and other things, some editing information, and then little things like that, little fun nuggets of fun. So that's that. Thank you so much for everything you do for me. You really have been generous and kind. All your sharing, social media, all of that stuff. So thank you so much, and we'll talk soon.